Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. I can't even explain what I just did. I started talking only for about 3 or 4 minutes, and I was just like channeling. I was just going on and on and on. I was so excited about this information that was coming to me. And I looked down and I realized my microphone wasn't even attached to me. So I think had that played out, it would have sounded like a woman like down the corridor from somewhere yelling down a corridor. So I need to, after this video, I'm going to call it quits. I really am harnessing this full moon energy to get out reads to my friends that are like, Mel, I really need to have a full moon read, and just my clients, everybody, and trying to get videos out because I'm really trying to just be galvanized by this beautiful energy. Like I said in my other videos, I got up at 5 this morning and I've been going full tilt. Then I've been treating myself well and eating really well and clean and taking breaks, but yeah, after this I'm going to give it a break. But I keep having these little things that come in my head, and I feel like, hey, if I have the energy, my cards are set up and the camera equipment's here, we might as well get some, you know, in the bag for everybody, because I'm so just raised vibrationally daily. When I read your comments, that's a highlight of my day. You know, after the I have 2 teenagers, or after they're off to school and doing their thing, and I'm setting up in the office, I read your comments first thing in the morning. I start at 5 o'clock in the morning when I wake up. Yes, I am Amish. Yes, I do work on a farm. I build barns, and then I read my comments. It's ridiculous. Like, I am up with the birds, and sometimes I can go straight through till midnight and I'm not even phased if the energy is good, because again, I feel like I'm having tiny electric shocks all day, and my ears are ringing, and it's a really beautiful thing. I understand I'm sort of plugged in, and I'm glad, and I want to convey messages to you guys because you're so wonderful. And again, I can't thank you enough for your amazing comments and sharing your stories and your growth, your progress, your manifestations, your laws of attraction. You're all meeting new lovers. You're all getting new jobs. You're all learning to value yourself and say no when you mean no. You're not going to do favors for people and say yes when you don't want to. You're not giving away your time. You're not giving away your energy when you need to retain it. You guys are really growing leaps and bounds. It's amazing. So this just came upon me because I remember I did it a while ago. I did a thing that was saying, what kind of first impression do we make on others? And that can be important because we feed off other people's energy. So we pretty much know right away with some clarity whether somebody likes us or not. It's all written all over their face. You know, the eyes are the window to the soul. If somebody's warm and open and their body language is relaxed, we know they're pretty receptive to us. And there's a million little things that go into the subconscious that we don't even acknowledge at the time, but they seep in. But it's important to a lot of people because it's funny. We tend to like people that like us. Honestly, of everything that I've read volumes and volumes on that, it seems to be if we are well received by people and they speak well of us, it tends to be the same. You know, it's vice versa. However, if we feel that somebody has a bad impression of us, or they can think anything, either you're lazy, anything that is not a positive outlook, that tends to be reciprocated in that area. It's very delicate fibers between that. It's very neat. So let's go. We're going to do 2 stacks here. The first one is going to be the upper world, and the second is going to be the moon. So I'll read those out to you first, and then you can choose your stacks, because I adore these cards so much. I want to bring them more into play for you guys because the messages are absolutely beautiful, and the artwork, of course, is stunning. So let's get to what the upper world is all about. The essence is angels, divine helpers, and the ancient ones, and all varieties of luminous beings populate the upper world. It is a place where we go to retrieve your destiny and find out who you will become, discover your great potentials and undreamt of possibilities. It is also the place where the spirits of the dead arrive when they complete their journey to the light. The invitation from the upper world is calling you to step into your fully realized self. Clear distractions so you can move into a higher destiny. Do not fall to temptation to craft a slightly more improved version of yourself. What you perceive as a problem or an obstacle is in fact an irritation. You need to take the great leap. You know what I mean? When you're stagnant, the world is and the universe is trying to help you. So you'll feel discomfort, but then you go for it. Remember, you cannot cross the Grand Canyon in 2 small jumps. It's funny, I hadn't read this before, but I use the Grand Canyon in like half of my analogies. The medicine is ask your divine helpers for guidance. If the oracle has already spoken to you, do not ask for more guidance. Take what has been offered. Now you must deal with the lethargy and idleness. When support for a new destiny is not yet in place, a new destination is available to you if you act now. So basically, this is just being prepared and listening and being balanced and knowing of all your undreamt of possibilities, that they are there, and that we in order to grow, we just need to sometimes listen and wait too. We're not always trying to improve. You know, we're not trying to burn ourselves out. We're simply trying to learn a lesson and grow from that. And spiritually, we are guided and we are helped along. So we just have to rest easy with that and know we're protected, right? And that we're it's all going to come to us. Yeah, impatience is a problem of mine too. I mean, in work and in life, I've always been like that, because I can do things quickly. I mean, to a ridiculous degree. If somebody asks for something and I can do it, I do it right then, just because I would like it off the table and I wouldn't like things to start to pile up. But again, I can be racing at my own detriment. So it's one of those things like, just be patient and let things happen. So let's see what the moon has to say. The essence is, every 28 days, the moon manifests a steady progression from darkness to light and then back again. This phenomenon in our skies has a powerful impact on our human psyches. It offers us certainty that after certain periods of emptiness and darkness, there is a light waiting so we can be reborn into a new phase. This calls to mind the native African prayer of the moon, "May our lives be renewed as yours is." The moon also has a strong influence on the ebb and flow of the waters on earth. The same power in turn affects human feelings and emotions and mirrors their rising from or hiding back in the unconscious. The invitation is, the moon spends equal time in the dark as it does in the light of the sun, and now it comes to remind us of this balance. Have you been too focused on outer achievements, productivity, or social engagements, or have you spent too much time hidden from the outer world, not wanting to interact or show your face? Meditate on the significance of the moon cycle and let it gently guide you out of the bottomless depths. Head back to the world of outer expression and connection with others. Let it help you make time for yourself, your feelings, and your essential human spiritual needs. This card calls to you to go on a journey of renewal, just like the moon does every month. Shamanic lore explains that the finest treasures of humanity are hidden where people are most afraid to go. Absolutely, and we understand we all have, it's the ebb and flow of life, where sometimes we need to retreat and recover. Sometimes we need to go out and be present in the world and share our energy and with others and their ideas. You know, there's enough that can be done over computers, but we do need our human interactions. You know what I mean? All those things, or burnout on too many social engagements, or trying to be too productive. You know, there is a beautiful balance, and the moon tries to help us reach that. You know what I mean? That's beautiful. So let's see what's going on in terms of these, and I'll use these cards, are great for this. So again, what kind of first impression do you make? And this is I love to go to large events, like anything that has to do with a wedding. And I used to love when we would be servers at bar mitzvahs or bat mitzvahs and all these social things, that if I was sometimes a server when I was in catering, I loved that, because I love to observe people in large groups, especially the people that were the center of attention and how they dealt with that. If they were young and you know, and a lot of times in those things too, there would be pushy parents involved because they want the occasion to go so well, and they spend a lot of money on these gatherings, and just to watch how everybody acts, because it can be berserko. I remember one bat mitzvah, the mother got totally hammered on wine, and this man was talking about breast cancer, and she told him to shut up. He doesn't know anything about it because he's a man and he would never get breast cancer. And I was pouring her wine at that moment, and I just grabbed the glass and I replaced it with water, and I backed away from the table because I know shit was about to get real. And all of a sudden, when you heard these raised voices and shouting, and I was like, yeah, people just cannot keep it together. If there's too many people, too much anxiety, and too much wine, things go south very quickly. But we had a little show from the back. Of course, we listened because we're nosy. Okay, what kind of first impression do you make? 5 of Pentacles, Princess of Cups. 9 of Cups. Ooh, very, very, very beautiful. Right away, the first word in my mind is voluptuous. Like I say, a lot of voluptuous people. And voluptuous does not necessarily have to be a physicality, you know, of large breasts and voluptuous. Voluptuous can just be like a juicy personality, a rich. When I picture voluptuous people, of course I picture like a Selma Hayek or something like that. But also, I see like a font of information, a font of joy, things like that. A voluptuous life, you know what I mean? Just full. That's what voluptuous is to me, full. So people see you full of a lot of great things, of joy, of laughter, as well as probably a voluptuous physique as well. This is beautiful. And the Princess of Cups, one of your first impressions you make if you're a woman is that you're very elegant, and you're very well spoken, and you're very together and solid, and you have an air about you that says, you know, I know what I'm about, I value my space, my skill set, and who I am. So, you know, there's an air of refinement, so people need to be chill and get on that level, you know what I mean? Because we all share energy. So if there's sort of lesser behaviors going on, that will attract that sort of energy, and that can escalate. So you're one who sets an example for better behaviors of people around you, which is great. Hi, sweet pea. And then let me see. Oh yeah, with the Five of Pentacles too, you're also seen as someone who knows how to spend your money well. You don't necessarily have to spend a lot, but you know how to spend it well. You get quality for your dollar and things like that. And like your clothes, you buy nice pieces as opposed to just high value. You know what I mean? It's that one thing where it's good fabrics, you like good leather, you like things that are of quality. Like when people think of how you dress, they think you're a very lovely, refined dresser as well. But I love the fact when people see someone as fun and robust and voluptuous and like a good time, it's the opposite of repressed and stiff. You know what I mean? Like you're very relaxing to be around. She just thought she'd come in and say hello and lick her legs and just be who she is, huh? She got in some kind of battle royale and her eye was all messed up. I felt so bad for her. So let me see. So I'm going to also pick a fairy oracle card for you. I'm going to let her laze there because she's been kicked off so much. So Frog Spirit is saying to clear the clutter. So right now, if you have a bunch of stuff in your desk, I see some of you people aggravated by junk drawers, like your desk drawers becoming junk drawers. Too many bins of stuff laying around, everybody just chucking stuff, maybe a little too much newspapers, magazines, stuff like that, and to get it out of your way so you just feel like, you ever have, like I read this in Feng Shui too, if the dining room table is used as a file pile and everything goes on there, it actually affects your clarity of thinking. It's something about that area of the house. It's something to do with the flow, especially if it's near or close to your front door, where it's such a huge distraction. So if you have anything on tables that don't need to be there, just clear them off so it can just help the flow of everything for you. So you can just run around and be more voluptuous and you don't have to worry about stuff. All right, so that's you guys. So don't forget to press like and subscribe if you're new, and then press it. And the bell so you can get your notifications. All my links are down below if you guys need any assistance and private reads, and I'm also up now on Instantgo if you guys need quick answers within an hour or two. I usually have my devices on me. It's very simple for me to get back with the text especially, so there's that. So that's all set. So let's see what's going on with you guys with the moon phase. Wow. Two of Cups. Ooh, two. Look at all these twos. Twos of Swords. Three of Pentacles. This is funny. I am getting this very strongly, that you would be someone that they would want to take to events. With the Two of Cups, that they'd be proud to show you off, that you would be able to mingle in any group, any cultural group, any social group, and you would get on well, that you are savvy to cultural etiquettes, and you carry yourself well, and that you'd blend in well, and that you understand the nuances of dealing with different groups as well. Just like the cat knows how to deal with putting her whole butt right in the middle of everything. If she didn't have an injured eyeball, I would kick her to the wind. But she's just been so tossed around. Love this. Yeah, this is a clear indicator that you would be welcome anywhere. So people are like, and in fact, I feel like the invites are going to start flowing in, that people really like that. Here you're also thought of a heavy intellect, a heavy hitter. When it comes to that, you're seen as a problem solver. I don't know exactly how that comes about. I feel like when you go in and you're in your place of business, especially if there's other people that don't know you as well as the people that know you, that you're a reliable source of information and you don't have your judgment clouded by anything else. You know that you have a strong sense of reasoning and you know how to decipher things to get to the answers you need to. So you're seen as highly dependable. When people first come in contact with you, they have a notion of that about you. And also with Three of Pentacles, you come across in your speech and your demeanor as a person of generousness and kindness. I feel like you have warm, relaxed expressions on your faces, and other people see that energy right away, and it puts them at peace, and it makes them feel It makes them feel restful around you, which is a rarity in it. Because you ever have people when you first meet people and they have a nervous energy, and I'll be around anybody, but to tell you the truth, I don't have the best times around super nervous people, because they make me not nervous, but they give me a kind of anxiousness. Like, I feel like, especially if it's connected and they have anxiety as well, and or they feel like they have something to prove, because it's either endless crazy chatter, but it's not a directed sort of focused energy. It goes all over the place, and they tend, people that I've noticed like that too, they're distracted, so some clumsiness comes into play, and then it can be a dangerous situation. I mean, I try to soothe people. If I'm at an event or a wedding, or I run into somebody and somebody's being ostracized because they're quirky off or weird, I'll always approach them and try to make them feel at home. But again, it's like people have they have a feel of also trustworthiness. Yeah, you put people at ease, but also with that, and your thinking and your problem solving abilities, it's like, yeah, I feel like you're really good at conflict resolution too, and that people realize that they don't try to even engage you in arguments even when they first meet you. That, some people can be petty or gossipy. You wouldn't be pulled into that realm, and they know that. They know that you're not there to play reindeer games and be ridiculous and talk of others, that you have a higher integrity and you're more focused on other things, and that you have a cheerful demeanor. Definitely the warm, welcoming presence about you, which is fantastic, because those are the people that get invited places, right? I mean, if you're anybody that can elevate a room by walking in there, by smiling, by speaking well of others. And I've said in my other videos too that usually people think highly of people that speak highly of others, because when you're doing that, they start to associate those kind, generous words with you. However, it's the opposite if you have that wasp tongue and you're trying to attack other people or sting them to elevate yourself and putting others down. It works the opposite. You are then seen in that light. So it's like, yeah, people need to, in social settings, it's very funny. And then let's see, and then your animal card is going to be Owl Spirit. Oh, that's beautiful. Love that. Don't you love her crown? I love miniature versions of things, so if I ever see a mini owl with a mini crown, I know I shouldn't try to capture it and put it in a big cage and have it live with me, but I will do that. It will be my friend and it will live with me. I love birds so much, I can't even handle it. I want to dress them up and put ribbons on them and talk to them. There is a red, look, there's one little red feather down. I don't know how close I can. You see that little red feather? I would have jewelry all over my owl. My owl would be decked out. It would be a sick owl. It would be super fly. Look at that owl. So yeah, you see clearly now. So you have an idea of how others see you, and sometimes it's comforting to know that too. Like, I know I sometimes have to tone it down, even when I'd go into work, because I loved glitter and I always had glitter and a million things going on, and I'd feel like if someone was in the middle of a story or something, you never want to steal someone's thunder, so you just slip in quietly or whatever. But it's like when the gang's all happy to see you and they're all like hello, and you'd never want them to leave somebody else's shining moment to come greet you, you know what I mean? So we all learn to share. And yeah, you're seen as someone with generous of spirit, with warmth, voluptuous, full attitude towards life, that joie de vivre, and that's really beautiful. Amazing, you guys. So if you're new, don't forget to press like, press that subscribe, ding ding ding, and the bell, so you'll get your notifications. All my links are down below. And as I've said in my other videos too, we're now up, our Patreon page is up, and so is our Instantgo. So if you guys need a quick 1-2 question deal within an hour or two, just go to that and then we'll get you all hooked up. Oh, look at the crown. Beep, beep. All right, you guys, love and light. Have a good evening.